Chapter 781. Chapter 781 Easy Bro. He was called Easy Bro because his character's name was Easy Life. Adding a bro to the name represented everyone's approval and respect for him. Chen Guo actually did recognize this name. As a part of the Glory community in City H's internet cafes, Easy Life was quite famous. City H's internet cafes would occasionally organize Glory tournaments. This was how Easy Life became famous. Flying Cloud Internet Cafe was naturally the internet cafe, which he frequented. In the past, Chen Guo would have certainly admired this kind of expert. But things were different now. One of Glory's gods had hung around Chen Guo for so long now. It would be stranger if Chen Guo was still frightened by an expert at this level. Easy Life, right? I've heard of him. Chen Guo nodded her head, after listening to his introduction. It was a rather dull response, which made Easy Bro feel quite disappointed. How could he know that in the world that Boss Chen now lived in, it was already nice of her not to look down on him? The atmosphere is pretty good. Easy Bro wasn't in a hurry to shift to the main topic. He looked around and commented on Chen Guo's happy internet cafe. It's not bad, Chen Guo replied. I heard there are a few skilled experts here. How about you call them out for everyone to get to know? Easy Bro said. In the time it took him to say these few words, the other 7 experts had gathered over to his side. If their expressions weren't arrogant, they were arrogant. All of them acted as if they were unrivaled under the heavens. Everyone, take a seat, Chen Guo said. What? You're not going to let us meet them first? Easy Bro said. Is there a need to do that? Chen Guo didn't understand. There really was no need for that. In any case, who was better or worse would be decided in the game. Whether or not they met in real life wouldn't decide anything. Not meeting was logical for this reason, but what was so hard about meeting each other? Team Happy had never showed themselves these past few days. These people were constantly plotting how to embarrass Team Happy, so they had all kinds of weird and clever thoughts. They naturally liked to think about possible conspiracy theories. As a result, the more that Team Happy refused to show their faces to everyone, the more they wanted to see them. No matter what, they always raised this question. But Chen Guo refused to relent. There was nothing they could do about it. The 8 experts weren't here to chat around. Someone had already found seats for them. These past few days, the internet cafe stopped bothering to put away the projector setup. As soon as the 8 experts found seats, Chen Guo messaged Yishu and the others and went over to spectate. The face-slapping group was very confident about this time's attack and glared at Chen Guo provocatively. Easy Bro was still showing off his free and easy attitude. He looked at Chen Guo and smiled. How are we playing this? Anything you like. When you enter the room, just say whatever method you choose. Chen Guo announced the room ID to everyone. Soon, spectators swarmed to the room. The 8 experts logged into the game with their account cards and entered the room. Tang Ru's Soft Mist was once again the lead for Team Happy. Someone immediately whispered something to Easy Bro, which Easy Bro responded with a disapproving look. He smiled at Chen Guo. Then how about a 1v1? This guy seemed to pay particularly close attention to Chen Guo's attitude. Do as you wish, Chen Guo said. Then I'll go first, Easy Bro called out to the other 7 experts. These 8 experts weren't really friends with each other. They just knew each other's names or perhaps met each other at a competition or an event. Even though they had been pulled into the same car together, none of them believed to be worse than the others. Liking each other was out of the question. Easy Bro was more talkative than the others and considered himself to be the leader. The other 7 didn't like it. Seeing that he wanted to fight first and move the spotlight onto him, the other 7 had a few objections. Easy Bro was merely stating his intent though. He wasn't up for any discussion. After giving them a heads up, he pressed ready. Tang Ru was decisive. The 2 immediately entered the playing field. Amazing. When the 2 characters appeared on the opposite corners of the arena, the spectators already let out gasps of surprise. Easy Bro was a blade master. His equipment was rather eye-catching. In the eyes of normal players, his equipment was enough to arouse envy. Everyone looked at his equipment. Thoughts of "he deserves his reputation" floated into their minds, and they exclaimed in admiration in response. These gasps of surprise naturally made Easy Bro very happy. Ahem. He cleared his throat. Just when he was about to say something, he saw something on his screen move. Soft Mist had already started charging towards him. Dragon breaks the ranks. Tang Ru started with a powerful high-level skill. Soft Mist thrust her battle spear straight towards Easy Bro with astonishing might. Easy Bro simply smiled. Is there a need to be in such a hurry? Easy Bro freely and easily remarked. His swiped his mouse and his character Easy Life sidestepped it. A powerful skill like Dragon breaks the ranks didn't pose any threat in Easy Bro's eyes. This kind of playstyle was very beginner-like. And these guys were saying she was good? Easy Bro was starting to have doubts. The instant that Soft Mist swept past Easy Bro, he tapped his keyboard and swiped his mouse. Easy Life leapt into the air and released a sword draw. Easy Bro was ambitious with this move. He had already started his next follow-ups. But Soft Mist suddenly halted. She twisted her body and faced the incoming attack with her own, Tyrant's Destruction. Both skills attacked in an arc. However, the spear was longer than the sword, so the arc radius was longer. Easy Bro had already started preparing a follow-up, when he realized that the other side had returned the blow. He quickly thought to guard against it, but it was too late. His sword draw came out first though. It was also faster than Tyrant's Destruction, so it reached Soft Mist first. Sword draw didn't have higher priority than the Battle Mage's Tyrant's Destruction, so it couldn't interrupt it. The sword light hit Soft Mist, but Soft Mist's spear also hit Easy Life. A trade. That seemed to be the result of the trade. Neither attacks dealt too much damage, but not too little either. Neither side gained any advantage from it though. That was just damage though. What about the skill effects? Soft Mist was forced back 2 steps from the sword slash, but Easy Life was knocked into the air by the Tyrant's Destruction. The spear struck his legs, causing him to tumble backwards with his legs up and head down. Pooh! Easy Life ate dirt. The attack had flipped him upside down too quickly. A pro player would have been able to stabilize himself. Easy Bro was embarrassed. He knew what to do, but he couldn't complete the correct actions, so his character hit the ground face first. This flip was obviously very ugly looking, especially with it being displayed on the big projector screen. Even if Easy Bro couldn't see what the scene looked like because of his first-person perspective, he could see the projector screen. His character's head was planted into the ground. Such an ugly appearance could be seen by everyone. Easy Bro was furious. In his eyes, the other side had used a dirty method and traded with him irrationally. It might look unsightly, but in terms of the results, wasn't there not much of a difference? The flip only made it seem like he was in a disadvantageous situation. Despicable, Easy Bro denounced angrily. He mainly wanted to refute what just happened. He quick recovered and prepared to roll away, when the spectators cried out. The spectators were looking from a bird's-eye perspective and could see the battle in full view. Easy Life was still rolling on the ground, when Soft Mist strode over. She still seemed a bit far away, when she thrust her spear. But with the next step, her spear just happened to hit Easy Bro at the perfect distance. Easy Life was launched into the air and started tumbling again. His head once again face-planted into the ground. This time, even if he had the reaction speed, it wouldn't have made a difference. Circle Swing was a high-priority grab skill. This time, he was clearly at a disadvantage. Easy Bro started to panic. As he got up, he put up a guard. The spectators could once again see the situation more clearly though. When Easy Life got up, Soft Mist intentionally appeared behind him. Easy Life's sword was placed in front of him, preparing to block incoming attacks, but there was no one there. Easy Bro realized that the situation wasn't good and immediately turned his body. The spear had already reached him though. It had to be said that Easy Bro really was quite skilled for a normal player. Just being able to turn around and try to jump away was fairly impressive awareness. Unfortunately, Soft Mist was faster. Soft Mist used Sky Strike, launching Easy Life even higher into the air. The internet cafe was silent. It was already the 5th night of absolute silence this week. Everyone originally thought that they could slap Team Happy's face, but what's going on with Easy Bro? He seems to be losing? Easy Bro didn't know what was going on either. He felt like he couldn't do anything. He kept trying things, but he had already completely fallen into the opponent's pace. Not bad. On the second floor, Yi Shu and the others were also using the projector to watch the match. After seeing Tang Ru hold the advantage, Yi Shu nodded his head and commented, "This person today is pretty decent, but little Tang is very good at utilizing her advantage. She's completely controlled him. She's improved a lot recently, especially her precision." Not bad, not bad, Wei Chen also praised. Tang Ru remained unmoved. She continued to let out fierce attacks until Easy Life lay dead on the ground. Chapter 782. Losing face alone isn't as good as everyone losing face. The internet cafe kept its silence status. It was a persistent effect, starting from day one, when Team Happy was attacked on all sides by the crowd, to Easy Bro being launched into the air by Soft Mist Sky Strike. The projector screen displayed a giant glory. It looked repulsive in everyone's eyes. Easy Bro felt ashamed. But he refused to accept the result. He felt like he had the ability, but he somehow wasn't able to fully display it. He thought it was most likely because his hands weren't warmed up yet, or perhaps because he had underestimated the opponent. "Oh, not bad. It looks like I'll need to be serious," Easy Bro hastily said, propping himself up. There were no cheers of support from the crowd. The crowd didn't know what Easy Bro was thinking right now, but from what they saw, Easy Bro had been on the losing side the entire time. He was led around the nose up until his death. That should be because of a wide gap in skill, not an issue of being serious, no? Anxious to win back his pride, Easy Bro immediately pressed ready again. He was even a bit worried that his opponent wouldn't accept. Luckily for him, the other side was considerate of his feelings and immediately pressed ready as well. A new match began. "This time, I have to be serious," Easy Bro reminded himself. The battlefield appeared on the projector screen. The two characters quickly started fighting. Dragon Tooth, Sky Strike, Falling Flower Palm, Circle Swing. Magic chasers filled the sky. The magical aura from Battle Spirit glowed with a golden light. Furious Dragon strikes the heart, Dragon breaks the ranks, Rising Dragon soars the sky. Soft Mist became braver as the battle continued. Easy Bro, on the other hand, roll, and another roll. Apart from a few skills used at the start of the battle, Easy Life seemed to only know to roll. This match seemed even more unsightly than the last match. Finally, the projector screen displayed a huge glory. The internet cafe fell silent. Easy Bro pushed away the keyboard in disappointment. He got up and turned around. He saw everyone looking at him and opened his mouth, wanting to say something, but he didn't know what to say. The opponent was supposed to be pretty good, but that good? Easy Bro was at a loss. He recalled how high-spirited he had been initially. Now he was hoping there was a hole for him to jump into. The other 7 experts also felt uneasy. Easy Bro had lost 2 matches in a row. No matter what the reason was, both losses had been pitiful. That itself said something. Whether it was a bad mistake by Easy Bro or luck from the opponent, it wasn't likely for that to happen 2 times in a row, no? Moreover, Easy Bro himself had already stood up, meaning he was well aware of his own capabilities. Even though the other experts weren't willing to accept it, thinking themselves as the best, if they fought against one another, being able to win in such a dominating manner would be extremely difficult. Easy Bro had stepped down. Who would take his place? The 7 players looked at one another. From the expressions they saw, all of them wanted to escape. Yes, none of them wanted to go up. The onlooking crowd, which had invited these experts to come, were also speechless. They didn't think Soft Mist would actually be so strong. They thought these 8 famed experts would be enough to take her down. But Easy Bro lost just as badly as they had. How skilled was this Soft Mist? The crowd was motionless. The 8 experts as well as the players who invited them couldn't show their faces. They huddled together and started muttering to each other. They couldn't conceal how difficult Soft Mist proved to be for them. They could only face the obstacle and come up with a counterplan. Chen Guo had seen everything. She was overjoyed. Hiding such strong emotions was difficult for Boss Chen. She quietly calmed herself down. After making sure she wouldn't burst out into laughter as soon as she opened her mouth, she asked, "Is there anyone else who wants to come up?" What an ordinary question. But to these guys, it was no different than a slap to their faces. Everyone saw that they had invited 8 experts to come. As soon as one of them was beaten, the other 7 cowered. How embarrassing. Even so, the 7 experts decided that they wouldn't play any more 1v1s. They didn't want to be reduced to Easy Bro's state. Easy Bro had originally been in high spirits, but now he wasn't saying a word, acting quiet and careful. Then that'll be it for 1v1s, someone from the crowd finally said. It was clearly a way to avoid it, so the experts themselves wouldn't say it. This type of excuse was a burden on the ones who invited them too. How about we just go directly with a team competition? I don't think we've done in a team competition before, the same person asked. This was the solution that they came up with. Soft Mist was strong, too strong. She would crush all of them in a 1v1. In a group arena, it would be difficult to win with such a strong enemy leading. As a result, the only way to win back their pride was through the team competition. They were still suspecting that Team Happy only had this single expert holding up the team. In a team competition, someone might be dragged into the dirt by those weaker. Team competition? No problem, Chen Guo replied delightedly. Everyone's expressions immediately dimmed. Chen Guo wasn't pretending or acting haughty, but she wasn't being quiet about it either. Seeing her usual attitude, it looked like no one in the entire team would be much worse than Soft Mist. But they had already requested it. It wasn't possible to back down now. Easy Bro declined. He had ample reason to refuse. Of the remaining 7, one of them wouldn't have to appear on stage. As a result, all 7 immediately became modest. Too bad for the one cleric among them though. Being modest wouldn't affect him at all. As the only healer among the 8 experts, he had choice but to participate in the team competition. The talking back and forth took 5 minutes. In the end, 6 people were decided upon. According to the official tournament rules, 5 players would start the match and a 6th player would be a reserve player. The room switched to a team competition format. Team Happy's side, Soft Mist, Steam Bun Invasion, Windward Formation, 1-inch Ash, Little Cold Hands. The reserve player still wasn't here. Everyone was waiting. But after their 6 experts pressed ready, the match started. Team Happy didn't even want a reserve player. 5v6. Even though the 6th player wouldn't appear until he was subbed in, the advantage was still enormous. Was Team Happy really that confident? The crowd was in an uproar. The battle had begun. For team competition between normal players, tactics weren't much of a thing. And the easiest mistake to make was that everyone felt like they were correct and everyone else was stupid. When everything was going smoothly, it wasn't a big deal. But as soon as they were in a predicament, raging was highly probable. After about a minute and a half, the raging had already started. Grappler, where the F***ck are you going? Do you not know what target the healer first means? The first expert to take the lead cursed the grappler among his team. He thought the grappler not attacking the healer first was extremely stupid. Are you F***king blind? The healer is being protected. If I could get through them alone, why the F***ck would you guys even be here? Elementalist, give me cover. The grappler explained himself, while shifting the topic to the elementalist. F***ck, you're not even giving me cover so I can cast anything and you want me to give you F***king cover? Have you seen me cast anything yet? Do you guys know how to play the game? The elementalist was quite aggressive. He directly blamed the entire team. The crowd at Happy Internet Cafe had spent a lot of effort to find these experts and now they were being criticized for not knowing how to play. You actually F***king think we don't know how to play? As if you know how. Who's ever seen a mage just stand there and cast spells? You might as well be a dog, someone immediately fired back. Can't you be nicer? You think I want to just stand there? The other side's not letting me move, the elementalist explained himself. No one could watch the match seriously anymore. All they could hear were the curses and insults being thrown around by those experts. To summarize it, you're stupid. He's stupid. Apart from me, everyone's stupid. Everyone wanted to cry when they saw this scene. Could they take advantage of the team competition? They knew it was a dream now. The team competition didn't go any better than the individual competition. And seeing these experts blaming each other because of the situation made everyone's image of them completely shatter. The expert, who lucked out and didn't have to go on stage, rejoiced inwardly. It was good thing that he shamelessly refused a fight. If there were any glory players on Mars, they would all message him, showing their disdain. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, someone in the team was shouting, but all he received was 4 cold humps. At this point, anyone who said anything would be looked down on by the others. One of the 5 players finally fell. The reserve player automatically entered the field, but it didn't change the situation in any way. Without any suspense, the 6 experts turned into corpses. As for their opponents, Let alone anyone dead, they couldn't even look at how much health had been lost. In the team competition, the conditions for a perfect victory weren't no loss in health, but no deaths. In this battle, Team Happy had earned a perfect victory. F***ck this sh**t. As soon as the battle ended, one of the experts got up. His face showed an expression of, "It's not my fault, but my idiot teammates." He turned around and left. The original plan was to expose Team Happy's weak members and have the weak legs of the team drag them down. But every one of their team members felt like their other teammates were the ones dragging them down. The first expert to get up didn't say anything and rushed out of Happy Internet Cafe. The remaining few were furious. All of them glared at each other. Easy Bro snickered on the side. The words, "sharing your happiness is much better than enjoying your happiness by your own," were too true. Losing face alone truly isn't as gratifying as everyone losing face together. Chapter 783. Not on the same level. Apart from the one person who waved his sleeve and left, the remaining experts were still raging at their idiot teammates. None of them would give in. The players, who had invited these experts, looked at each other, unsure what to do. Chen Guo walked over, laughing, "It's just a game. Losing is normal. How about another match?" "Another. I'm leaving." Another player got up and left. After the match was over, an opportunity to get away was taken by someone else. Copying him felt too cheap, but the other experts couldn't come up with any excuses to escape for a while. But when Chen Guo walked over and spoke, someone immediately used the topic to run. From the way he walked, it seemed as if he were afraid of someone suddenly jumping out and blocking him. Chen Guo wouldn't block him. On the other hand, the players, who had invited this expert, should be the ones trying to stop him according to proper etiquette. But proper etiquette depended on the situation. Usually, if the guest was about to leave, you should stop the guest from leaving. But in the current situation, the guest had been harmed. If they stopped the guest might think that they were intentionally trying to embarrass him. When this person left, he also said, "I'm not playing anymore," giving the others an easy opportunity to continue with the topic. "He doesn't want to play? Then I'll be going too." Another person got up. The other 5 fought to be the first to speak. "I'm going too." These experts were on the same page at this moment. The experts left together. The players who had invited the experts were originally quite arrogant as foxes exploiting the tigers might, but as soon as they saw the situation go bad, they didn't dare stick out and be noticed by others. All of them kept silent with their tails behind their legs. They were waiting to sneakily leave when no one was looking. This time, Team Happy demonstrated that true gold fears no fire. Easy Bro and the other 7 experts might not be too famous in the entire Glory scene, but in City H, especially in the City H Internet Cafe community, their names resounded loud and clear. But they stepped onto the field arrogantly and left covered in dirt. Moreover, their losses to Team Happy didn't seem any better than the other random challengers. These experts were also crushed in a devastating manner. Team Happy's strength was still unable to be measured. "Is there anyone else who wants to try?" Chen Guo's mood was quite good as she happily asked. Following afterwards, the only ones who tried were the ones who weren't trying to humiliate Team Happy and were simply curious. Chen Guo didn't know, but her expression right now was a signal to many. If she had an indifferent expression, then it would make others feel like Team Happy's strength was bottomless. However, after beating a few experts, she clearly looked excited. As a result, their evaluation of Team Happy couldn't help but lower a bit. Chen Guo really hadn't thought about this. She had been with Yi Shu for a while now. Her scope had indeed broadened quite significantly. However, she wasn't a god herself. Yi Shu definitely wouldn't feel anything special after beating these opponents, but that wasn't the case for Chen Guo. She had once regarded these opponents as experts, so her mood was extremely good, seeing them lose. After a few players challenged Team Happy to a friendly match, the day was about over. The internet cafe was still free, but Yi Shu and the others needed to sleep. Chen Guo couldn't watch over the internet cafe 24/7. She went upstairs to look for everyone and explained how arrogant these 8 experts had been when they came in, and how disappointed they were when they left. Chen Guo didn't like standing guard downstairs all day. It didn't fit with her personality. For the following 2 days, Happy Internet Cafe calmed down quite a bit. The internet cafe was still crowded as ever because of the promotion, but the sounds of people jeering at Team Happy for not knowing their place had died down. There were still some though. Even though the team's performance these past few days showed their strength, it was still delusional to think that they could take down Excellent Era. After all, Excellent Era had 3 all-star players. On paper, compared to the other pro teams, only Team Tyranny was above them. It was just that now the incoming customers could only use Excellent Era to say anything. They didn't dare jump up themselves to do anything. As for finding experts, they were looking, but they didn't dare make any definitive statements. Online, Happy's fame gradually began to spread. The internet cafe was free to use. No one really paid much attention to that. What everyone did pay attention to was that Team Happy had been challenged for an entire week, but hadn't lost a single match. It seemed like their strength truly wasn't just talk. However, there were sounds of hype as well. There should be. A part of Chen Guo's reason for doing this kind of promotion was for hype. In any case, they would need to face Excellent Era sooner or later. It would be better to jump out earlier and become the villain from the start. Even though they would certainly face ridicule all along the way, Chen Guo didn't think that they wouldn't be able to get any fans whatsoever. Excellent Era wasn't so amazing that they could hide the sky with one hand. City H didn't only consist of Excellent Era fans. Excellent Era had the home terrain advantage, but so did Happy. If they were noticed from the start, players could follow Happy's journey the entire way through. They would definitely win a few fans over. But under the circumstances of the Challenger League, stealing away Excellent Era's fans was too difficult. As a result, Chen Guo was decisive. She directly challenged Excellent Era as opponents and didn't attempt to win their fans. She wanted the neutral ones. Chen Guo didn't have a scientific statistic for the exact number of neutral fans, but as an owner of an internet cafe, she interacted with Glory players more than normal people. Not everyone in City H liked Excellent Era. She was certain of this. Following the defeat of Easy Bro and Co., Team Happy's fame in City H spread. The new week began. The players, who wanted to beat Team Happy, still hadn't found any experts, but experts were coming over on their own now. The experts, who came on their own, immediately gathered the attention of all the Glory players in the internet cafe as soon as they told their IDs. Unfortunately, the results were always the same. No one could pass Tang Ru in a 1v1. Tang Ru had been better than a normal player since the start. Now that she was more experienced and underwent training, she no longer made beginner mistakes. For normal players, there was no difference in trying to beat her and trying to beat a pro player. In fact, a pro player might not take things seriously and accidentally lose. But with Tang Ru's personality, no matter the situation, she would go all out. Lose. There was no reason to lose. Experts challenged Happy wave after wave. The skill level of these experts were higher with every wave. Easy Bro and the other 7 experts might be famous in City H, but they became famous through activities hosted by City H internet cafes. They placed high in these local tournaments and gained attention that way. Inside this local community, they might be recognized, but outside? Who were they? Players like Easy Bro weren't even as famous as Deception in the Glory scene. Deception relied on his own skill to make a name for himself in the game. If you talked about scrap pickers and didn't know about the name Deception, you probably didn't know anything about scrap picking. Players who became famous through their skill alone like Deception were true top experts in the game. These experts were certainly on another level than Easy Bro. It was clear that players at Easy Bro's level weren't good enough. Those 8 experts didn't produce any responses from Soft Mist or Steamed Bun Invasion. Soft Mist's and Steamed Bun Invasion's fame couldn't compare with Lord Grimm's fame, but they were bound together with Lord Grimm. The uppermost circle in Glory knew of this background. This uppermost circle consisted of the club guilds, the top experts in the game. Those 8 experts weren't at that level, so they didn't know the background of these 2, but as Team Happy's fame spread online and the skill level of experts coming to challenge them increased, Team Happy's background was finally revealed. The reveal came online. Someone pointed out that Soft Mist and Steamed Bun Invasion were from the 10th server. They were always together with Lord Grimm, the most famous character in the game at the moment. While Lord Grimm was in the 10th server, he summoned the wind and called storms. As soon as this information came out, Soft Mist and Steamed Bun Invasion were tossed to the side. The famous Lord Grimm was immediately picked out. Who was Lord Grimm? Yi Chu. This rumor had been around for a long time, but no one could prove it. Lord Grimm never said it either, so those who wanted to believe it, believed it, while those who didn't want to believe it, didn't believe it. But there was no doubt that Lord Grimm was incredibly skilled. Clearing the Heavenly Domain challenges at level 50 was more than enough to convince everyone. Soon, others began to sneer. City H's skill level was so poor. They had been challenging the team for so long, yet they couldn't even pass through the underlings. How long would it take until they saw the final boss? The people who said these words obviously weren't Excellent Era fans. They were probably still rejoicing at Excellent Era's relegation. Now that they saw a rival had appeared for Excellent Era, despite being astonished at their arrogance, they still cheered and supported this team Happy or whatever. They didn't actually like Happy, but rather detested Excellent Era and their fans. This made Excellent Era's fans even angrier. They didn't need to be City H player to challenge Team Happy. In any case, the match took place online, so technically anyone could participate. The player group wanting to take down Team Happy grew enormously. There were still experts, who came through the door, and others from the game. Despite the increasing number of challenges being made, the results were still the same: defeat. The gap was simply too big. With Tangru's skill level and competitiveness, the only way she would lose to these players was if her internet disconnected for a minute. With her standing on the field alive all the time, those who didn't support Excellent Era attacked. You want to meet the final boss, yet you can't even beat the first monster that appears on the screen. Excellent Era, be scared. Chapter 784. New Heights. Excellent Era fans were unable to restrain their anger. Whether it was because of the mock and ridicule from the outside world, or the failure to take down Team Happy. News spread rapidly. Guild Excellent Dynasty had numerous players. A few had noticed this event, but because they weren't in City H, they didn't pay too much attention to it. Who would have thought the matter would get worse and worse? In the end, it became a hot topic. Under the push from players, who rejoiced at Excellent Era's misfortune, a small unknown character like Team Happy became described as the nemesis of Excellent Era. How could fans bear to see this? How could this kind of team be a threat to Excellent Era? But the problem was that this team truly did have some skill. Excellent Era fans, who couldn't sit idly and watch, ran over to slap their faces, but ended up running back with bloody noses instead. They couldn't sit still and watch. The guild was a gathering place for the team's fans. Apart from supporting the team through wild bosses, they could be considered the leaders for fans. At this moment, quite a few voices from the fans had reached Guild Excellent Dynasty. After all, the guild contained the true experts among Excellent Era fans. Thus, Excellent Era fans requested the guild to send out experts and eliminate Team Happy. Excellent Dynasty's normal players were eager to give it a try. They felt like it was their moment to shine, but when the news reached Excellent Dynasty's core group, the elites of the elites, everyone fell silent. When their guild leader Chen Yahui heard the news, tears were already streaming down his cheeks. Happy is so arrogant. I know. I'm standing at the window, looking at them. Coming out with a promotion for free usage, attracting attention, creating the challenge, and then withstanding the ridicule from Excellent Era fans. In fact, Chen Yahui, who was located right across street from Happy, had heard the news much earlier than most of the guild players. When he went out to eat at night one day, he even sneakily left to take a look at all the commotion going on at Happy Internet Cafe. Then, he saw the so-called expert turn into dough against Soft Mist and the disappointed Excellent Era fans. That day, Chen Yahui's heart thumped. He realized that, if this matter continued, it would likely reach him. Chen Yahui didn't want that to happen, but he couldn't stop it from happening at all. Hope that Team Happy would be defeated before then? What a joke. Chen Yahui knew very well how strong that team was. Let alone, these guys trying to take them down. Even if Guild Excellent Dynasty formed a team of their best players to challenge them, they would still lose terribly. Yi Chu was keeping watch. He had even heard news of some of the other players on the team. Team Blue Rain's former captain, a rookie from Team Tiny Herb. How could in-game level players hope to beat these kinds of people? Chen Yahui had looked for the club manager Kui Li about this matter to see if they should stop Happy from continuing this trend. Kui Li obviously didn't want to see Happy shadowing over Excellent Era, but what could he do? Happy Internet Cafe providing free service was a way to attract eyes and provoke people. Their team truly did have the strength to back up their statement. The challengers trying to take them down kept trying again and again, but never succeeded. That was the root problem. Could we, maybe send people over to put out their flames? Chen Yahui cautiously suggested a proposal. Send people over? Send who? Your people? Kui Li asked. My people probably aren't good enough, Chen Yahui laughed bitterly. I obviously know that your people aren't good enough. If not, I would have sent them over a long time ago, but if we send pro players over, have you ever thought that, what if, I'm saying what if, they also lose, what can we do then? It would affect the team's confidence and morale. Are you willing to take responsibility if something like that happens? Kui Li asked. That Chen Yahui didn't dare bear that responsibility. So not only can we not send our pro players over, we have to stop them from going. If they truly have strong feelings for this matter, then it would be a good thing for them to release those feelings when they actually encounter Team Happy. Later, I'll contact everyone, prohibiting them from challenging Happy in private. Team Happy isn't simple. You and I know very well how strong Yi Chu is. How do you know if this isn't a scheme that Yi Chu intentionally set down, hoping we would lose our calm and throw us into disorder? Winning against them is what should happen. But if we lose, even once or luck, it would be a huge boost of confidence for them and a huge blow to us. Yi Chu may be provoking us to mess up our state of mind. We cannot fall into that trap. I'm going to go call them now. Kui Li analyzed, while talking to Chen Yahui. The more he talked, the more worried he became. He immediately started calling afterwards. Happy was a very hot topic on the web, right now. Excellent Era would only be in the Challenger League next season, so they didn't need to prepare as early as the other teams. They were still on vacation and weren't in the club. It was possible that a pro player would notice all the commotion and run over to challenge them out of anger. That pro player might fall to Yi Chu's scheme. Especially Sun Xiang. If that guy saw the news, he might immediately put on his suit to go to battle. Kui Li thought about this and felt like the other side might really be aiming for Sun Xiang. Kui Li immediately called Sun Xiang and warned him repeatedly. Sun Xiang had been with the team for more than half a year. As the manager, how could he not know what type of personality he had? He did a basic analysis in a way that Sun Xiang liked to hear. In the end, he felt like the results were good. After Sun Xiang, he contacted the other pro players one after the other. Kui Li hesitated on the last name on the list, Su Mucheng. Su Mucheng was an all-star, but when Kui Li contacted the players on the team, he put her last. It could be seen that her position in Excellent Era was on the edge. This wasn't strange. Since they knew she would leaving next season, it wasn't weird to make her existence in the team weaker this season. They couldn't make her a core member, clearly knowing that she would leave next season. That would make improving the team much more difficult next year. As the club's manager, who considered the future, he couldn't only look at the present. Su Mucheng isn't over there, right? Kui Li quietly thought to himself, accidentally thinking of the truth. After thinking about it for a bit, he still gave the call. No matter the case, Su Mucheng was still a member of Excellent Era at the moment. Hello. The phone was quickly answered. Mucheng, where are you? Kui Li asked. Happy Internet Cafe, Su Mucheng said. Cough, Kui Li coughed. You're there, but can't you hide that fact? So blunt and towards your manager too, are you not taking things seriously? Kui Li cursed silently, but he still needed to say what he intended to say. After some thinking, he squeezed out, is your vacation going well? It's going well. What's up? Su Mucheng said. Nothing really. It's almost time for the team to gather. I was afraid that you'd gone far, so I called to remind you, Kui Li said. Oh, I'm not far. I'm just across street. If you need me for anything, I can come back at any time, Su Mucheng said. Then I won't bother you any longer. I'll contact you again when I set the date for the team to gather, Kui Li said. Okay, bye. Bye. Kui Li hung up the phone. He couldn't describe his feelings. He obviously wasn't happy, but he wasn't really angry either. He felt like he was hanging in midair. He didn't even know how he should vent his feelings. He might as well not tell Su Mucheng what he said to the others. It was already quite good that she wasn't helping Team Happy. Chen Yahui seeked out Kui Li for help. The result was that the pro players were prohibited from helping. Thus, there was nothing Chen Yahui could do about Happy's situation. That side had a god. No matter who you looked for in the game, no one would be able to take him down. Chen Yahui might as well not bother with it. He could only hope for a miracle. Even if aliens from outer space suddenly came down to beat Happy, it would at least put a stop this show. Unfortunately, no aliens from outer space came to attack Earth. Team Happy continued making a commotion. Those Excellent Era fans, who didn't know the truth, thought that Guild Excellent Dynasty was an especially grand existence. The experts sent out by the guild would be enough to destroy Team Happy. These experts finally arrived at the door. Chen Yahui heard the clamor from Excellent Era fans and felt like dying. Sending people out wasn't anything big, but all it would do was fan the enemy flames. Fans. You're helping the enemy, you know. Chen Yahui was conflicted. He thought of throwing together a team to call out Yi Chu. That would be one way of paying back the fans. Just when he thought about this, he felt a sudden sense of inspiration. Chen Yahui had many years of battle experience. He had to find Siyu Li first to discuss it though. After asking Kui Li for advice, the two schemed together. Kui Li even asked for their boss Dao Zan's opinion. In the end, they came to a decision. That's what they would do. As a result, while Excellent Era fans hoped for the guild to hurry and bring out elite experts to destroy Team Happy, the guild finally stood out. The guild leader, Chen Yahui, replied with complicated feelings towards the fans. He rejected their request to dispatch experts to send to Team Happy because Lord Grimm was Team Excellent Era's former captain and legend, Yi Chu. Guild Excellent Dynasty didn't have the heart to go to war with their beloved and respected god. Everyone was dumbstruck. Lord Grimm really is Yi Chu? This time, it wasn't a rumor. An official statement from Guild Excellent Dynasty could be considered as a statement from Team Excellent Era. This could be considered as an example of the phrase, "Don't pass judgment on a person's life until the lid is on the coffin." Yi Chu had formed a team that would be fighting to the death with Team Excellent Era in the Challenger League. The fires of this event burned to new heights. Chapter 785. Not Yi Chu. Lord Grimm is Yi Chu. This news could shock the entire Glory world. Those in the upper echelons of the scene already knew this information though. Those in the lower and middle echelons had only heard the rumors long ago. Whether or not they believed the rumor didn't matter. They would still be mentally prepared if the truth came out. This news originally wouldn't garner too much of a reaction. But Excellent Dynasty chose to jump out at this moment to verify the rumor. This timing contained a few subtle hints. Team Happy would be participating in the Challenger League. There was no doubt that Team Happy regarded Team Excellent Era as an enemy. Because of this reality, people overturned the rumor of Lord Grimm being Yi Chu for this reason. Lord Grimm couldn't be Yi Chu. How could Yi Chu fight against Team Excellent Era? Excellent Dynasty confirmed that Lord Grimm was Yi Chu, making the heads of many people spin. Now people were certain that Yi Chu and Excellent Era had a huge conflict. Wasn't he locked in a death match with Excellent Era now? Players, who weren't Excellent Era or Yi Chu fans, watched the spectacle as a matter with no concern to themselves. Countless discussion threads popped up. At this moment, numerous Excellent Era fans were like Little Ming from before. When they heard the news, they started to lose self-control. In the past few days, Excellent Era fans had vilified Team Happy. In their eyes, Team Happy was an evil enemy that could commit any misdeed imaginable, but this enemy suddenly changed shape with a single shake. The boss of this despicable team actually turned out to be Excellent Era's beloved god Yi Chu. A year ago, they had waved their flags and given their support to that very same ace player. How could Excellent Era fans accept it? Some questioned it, some started swearing. Team Excellent Era getting relegated was without a doubt the biggest crisis that the team had ever faced. At this moment, not only did their team's former captain not provide help, he had even formed a new team from scratch to take down Team Excellent Era in the Challenger League. Because of this reason, Excellent Era received a lot of support. No one was discussing how to crush Team Happy. Instead, everyone was denouncing Yi Chu for his contemptuous actions. In comparison, the voices supporting Yi Chu weakened. Excellent Era was very satisfied with the outcome. Kui Li and Chen Yahui were looking out from the window and seeing a crowd of fans surrounding Happy Internet Cafe, demanding Yi Chu to explain himself. What a familiar scene. Last season, when Team Excellent Era's win record was in shambles, these zealous fans had also gathered in front of the club entrance not just once or twice. It seems like Yi Chu had reached this point. Kui Li and the others felt refreshed. What followed next would depend on Happy's PR ability. Happy was just an insignificant internet cafe though. How could it have a professional PR team on call for emergencies? Excellent Era reckoned that Happy would at best expose the conflict between Yi Chu and Excellent Era, pointing out that Yi Chu had been forced to retire, but this was only Yi Chu's perspective. There was no concrete evidence. Even if Su Mucheng chimed in, it was just two people. Excellent Era could argue back and forth with them until the outcome was inconclusive. Excellent Era had made preparations for this debate. There was nothing to fear. The PR department had taken precautions for this day. No one feared Yi Chu's influence more than Excellent Era. Before Yi Chu's influence faded completely, it was necessary to be on guard against the possibility of a leak. If Yi Chu revealed the truth about his retirement to fire back at them, it would be exactly what Excellent Era was hoping to happen. Dao Zhan, Kui Li, and Chen Yahui all hid in the club, observing the commotion. Excellent Era didn't stop taking action. After Excellent Dynasty confirmed Lord Grimm's identity, the club's spokesperson Wang Sheng put out a statement, verifying that Lord Grimm was Yi Chu. He even mentioned that when Team Excellent Era's situation was looking grim, they contacted Yi Chu, asking for him to help the team. Unfortunately, Yi Chu rejected their offer. Wang Sheng pointed out that Excellent Era felt it was a shame that he had refused, but the club respected Yi Chu's decision. It didn't matter if Excellent Era had actually done this. More importantly, it brought up another issue at this moment, beautifully seizing a good opportunity. To the fans, the team asked you to come back, yet you refused. Now you've created your own team to participate in the Challenger League. Are you sincerely planning on becoming enemies with Team Excellent Era? Countless fans felt bitterly disappointed. Reporters rushed over to Happy Internet Cafe and Club Excellent Era. The transfer market recently hadn't been too interesting. Who would have thought that such a juicy topic relating to the Challenger League would pop up? With an enormous entity like Excellent Era being a central part of the news, the media did not need to worry about no one caring. Of course, the reporters couldn't speak without thinking. Doing their homework could enrich the contents of their report. As a result, reporters rushed to the two locations, while searching for any information on Team Happy, especially information relating to the Challenger League. The media directly asked the Glory Alliance. They were greatly taken back when they heard the results. The Glory Alliance clearly expressed that the identity registered to Lord Grimm wasn't Yi Chu. The Glory Alliance wouldn't know about the details of Yi Chu's origins. The Challenger League only required an effective identity card to register. If the team passed through the registration process, Yi Chu's name and identity card number were genuine. Yi Chu was a real person and was the person using Lord Grimm. What relationship did he have with Yi Chu? The Glory Alliance had information on Yi Chu. They would keep files on all registered pro players. The two names were similar and the identity card numbers were extraordinarily similar, but they weren't the same. Both identity cards were different, meaning Yi Chu and Yi Chu were two different people. For the Glory Alliance, the identity cards were legitimate. There was no reason to question it. As for the outside world, the Challenger League did not publicly reveal information on names and surnames of participants because, in the beginning stage, the identities of the participating players weren't necessarily trustworthy. This allowed for more players to participate. The Challenger League only required a valid identity to register. The early stages of the league were done online. The company relied only on the players themselves to abide by the rules of the early stages. If someone was doing something fishy and playing on the behalf of someone else, it was difficult for the company to prove anything. However, in the later stages of the Challenger League, the matches would take place in an offline studio. Thus, it wouldn't be possible to do anything like playing on the behalf of someone else. Teams that reached this step through dubious means would have no way of hiding it. As a result, the Challenger League would only publicly reveal information in the later stages, after verifying the identities of each player offline. The person who registered Lord Grimm was called Yi Chu, a legitimate identity. The staff members of the company could only question it in private, but from a company perspective, there was no reason to doubt it. They could only tell the media about what information that they had. Lord Grimm was not Yi Chu, at least according to the registration information. According to the rules, the player using Lord Grimm could only be the person called Yi Chu. If Yi Chu was playing on his behalf, according to the rules, the company would ban the account and investigations into fraud would be made. The team would also be disqualified. The media looked in dismay at the information that they had received from official sources. This was information from the Glory Alliance. The media obviously knew that the company was using Lord Grimm's registration information as evidence. Their credibility was undeniable. This piece of information was soon reported by the media. The Glory Alliance was certain that the player, who was registered as Lord Grimm, was not Yi Chu. The fans were suddenly dumbstruck. They had been shouting and cursing all day, but it turned out that Club Excellent Era had made an unexpected mistake. Club Excellent Era. From Dao Zhan to Chen Yihui, all of them were feeling great. Revealing Yi Chu's identity at this moment was undoubtedly a perfect opportunity. Dao Zhan was overjoyed upon seeing the crowd surrounding Happy Internet Cafe. Just when everything was looking pristine, he suddenly saw the crowd become more and more restless. What were they going to do? Dao Zhan looked forward to it. Then, he saw the crowd start to expand outwards. Players were turning around and talking about something. Soon afterwards, the crowd turned and crossed the street, straight towards Club Excellent Era's entrance. What's going on? Dao Zhan was startled. He immediately thought that the fans were looking for Excellent Era to say something because of Yi Chu's reveal. Thinking of this point, Dao Zhan didn't get angry. He had made preparations for this, after all. Yi Chu Yi Chu. In the end, you couldn't remain calm? Dao Zhan thought. He returned to his desk and grabbed the phone. The PR department would start the next step in the plan. Before he could even punch in the numbers for the call, he suddenly heard a knock on the door. Come in. Dao Zhan dialed the numbers while speaking. The door was pushed open. The manager Kui Li rushed in. His expression was gloomy. He clearly didn't have any good news. What's wrong? Dao Zhan stopped dialing. He suddenly felt a bad premonition. News was just released. The media reports that Lord Grimm is not Yi Chu, but someone else. The Glory Alliance has already confirmed it, Kui Li said. What? What news? Which media reported it? Dao Zhan was startled. Esports Home, Kui Li said. Dao Zhan couldn't call it into question. Esports Home was the country's most reputable esports news outlet. They weren't tabloid newspapers, publishing gossip. If Esports Home was giving the report, they must have obtained proof from the alliance themselves. What's going on? Get Chen Yihui over here. Dao Zhan was furious. Lord Grimm was Yi Chu. This news had come from the guild. Dao Zhan was going to get to the bottom of this. As for the fans crowded around the entrance of Club Excellent Era, Dao Zhan obviously knew that it wasn't because Yi Chu had said anything. The fans had seen the news and immediately ran over to Excellent Era to criticize them.